So now, in this video, we are going to study about giant molecular structures. So there are some substance that exist as giant network of atoms. Okay, some substance exist as giant network of atoms. Okay, network of atoms that are covalently bonded together. Okay, that are covalently bonded, that are covalently bonded. So those kind of substance are basically called as giant molecular structure. And examples here that we are going to study in our course, that would be of diamond, that would be of uh, graphite, and that would be of silica. They all would be having the giant network of atoms with a covalent bond that is present among them. So diamond and graphite, they both are basically called as allotrope of carbon. Allotrope of carbon. Why we call them as allotrope of carbon? Because they are basically different forms of carbon. Forms of carbon. Okay. So there are some physical properties that are associated with them. Physical properties. So what are those physical properties that are associated with giant molecular structure? Very important ones, and they are often asked in the exams as well. So those are, first of all, that substances with giant molecular structures, they are having high melting point and boiling point. Having high melting point and boiling point. So why they are having a high melting point and boiling point? Because of strong covalent bond present among them. Because of strong covalent bond present between the atoms. Present between atoms. So because of that, what happens? There would be large amount of energy, large amount of energy is basically required to break these bonds. So that is why giant molecular structure, they would be having the high melting point and boiling point because of large amount of energy is needed to break bonds, to break bonds. Now, let's move further and let's discuss about substances with giant molecular structure do not conduct electricity, but there are some exceptions which are related to it, like do not conduct electricity except graphite. Graphite is the only one which can conduct electricity, and the reason is that in graphite, we know carbon is C612, so carbon has 4 electrons in its outermost shell, okay? But in graphite, each carbon is covalently bonded with only 3 carbon atoms, like this, okay? Like this. So 3 carbon atoms. But one electron is here exists as delocalized electron. Delocalized electron. While in all other giant molecular structure, they would not be able to conduct electricity, okay, except graphite. And that is the reason basically graphite is used to make electrodes, to make electrodes which are used in the process of electrolysis because they can conduct electricity. So now the third one is that substances with giant molecular structure are insoluble are insoluble in both water and organic solvents. Okay, so they uh, are insoluble in both water and organic solvents, and the reason is quite simple, that they are having strong force of attraction between them because of strong covalent bond. So they are having strong covalent bond, uh, and it would be difficult to break these bonds. It would be difficult to break these bonds. That is why they are insoluble in water and both organic solvents. Okay, so this is whole about the property of you can say giant molecular structure. Now let's move further towards the structure of diamond, and let's discuss some of their uses as well, because they are also asked in the exam. That first of all, uh, that diamond is used to make the tips of the tips of drills, okay, and the cutting edges of their tools, and the cutting edges of their tool, as we know, edge of their tools, of the other tools, you can say. And the reason here is that diamond is very hard, okay, as it is quite hard. The reason is that as it is quite hard, okay, and it's quite hard. The reason is that because of because of strong covalent bond present in diamond, present in diamond. That is why you can say they are quite hard as well, okay, and because of this strong covalent bond, and also they have high melting point and boiling point. And the reason is the same, because of strong covalent bond present among them. Now, diamond would be having the property that they do not conduct electricity, do not conduct electricity. And the reason is quite simple, that each carbon in diamond is covalently bonded with four other carbon atoms, like this. Okay. So they are basically bonded with four other carbon atoms like this. As we know that there's a one bond, that is basically formed between them. One would form here, one would form here, form here. So there is no free moving electron here, okay? So no free moving electron. Each carbon is covalently bonded with four other carbon atoms like this because it is having four electrons in its outermost shell, so it is going to make four bonds with each of them. So they do not conduct electricity because of no free moving electron, because of no free moving electron. Okay, so now let's move further towards graphite. And let's discuss about the properties of graphite in detail. That first of all, they would be having high melting point and boiling point. And the reason is quite simple, that because of strong covalent bond, strong covalent bond present in them, present in them. And next thing is that, first of all, you can see the structure of diamond. Each carbon is covalently bonded. This is basically the structure of diamond, in which each carbon is covalently bonded with three other carbon atoms. With three other carbon atoms like this. Okay, so like this, it is going to form this kind of a structure. While this electron here, that exists as free moving electron, free moving electron. And that is why graphite can conduct electricity, can conduct electricity because of free moving, because of free moving electron. Moving, you can say delocalized electron. Delocalized electron. Okay. So now, first of all, you can see that this is basically an hexagonal structure. So graphite is having a hexagonal structure. This is basically a hexagonal structure, and it is basically present in layers. In layers, you can see this is a structure that is present in layers, and in these layers, that is basically the van der Waals force of attraction. Van der Waals force of attraction. Okay, force of attraction, and that is basically weak. And what it happens because of this weak van der Waals force of attraction that is present between layers of graphite, because of that, actually what happens, graphite is soft and slippery. Graphite is soft and slippery. Okay. So we know that basically graphite is used with clay in the pencil, okay, and that makes the pencil more smoother, you can say, okay. So the layers of carbon atoms are held together by weak force of attraction. So this layer, the reason we can write the layers of carbon atoms, which you can say hexagonal structure they are having, the layers of carbon atoms are held by weak force of attraction, by weak force of attraction. Okay, so now these layers can even slide over one another. If a force is applied somewhere, these layers can slide over each other. That makes them soft and slippery. So let's now move further towards silica. So first of all, they also would be having high melting point and boiling point. High melting point and boiling point. And the reason is that because of strong covalent bond. Strong covalent bond. And the other factor is that they do not conduct electricity because of no free moving electron, because of no free moving electron, no free moving electron. Okay, you can see in this figure now, there's one more important thing that I want to discuss. This is basically silica. So each silica you can see is surrounded by 4 oxygen atoms. So each silica is surrounded by 4 oxygen atom, by 4 oxygen atom. And let's see about oxygen. So each oxygen, you can see this is oxygen. Each oxygen is surrounded by 2 silicon atoms. Each oxygen is surrounded by 2 silicon atom. So if we want to draw their formula, we know there are 2 silicon atoms, so it would become Si2. You know, each silicon is surrounded by 4 oxygen atoms, so O would become 4. But now this 2 would be cancelled with this 4, so it will the formula would become SiO2, which is basically the formula of this silica. So thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you so much.